Hi. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate how to implement logging in ASP.NET MVC6. Most of the tutorials I find online for logging are really simple tools. They have you create a brand new app and then log an edit page or a simple error. I want to implement, as I said, an existing app. The app I want to do is this simple app I have where you see that I've got a login screen. I want to log whenever somebody has a failed login. So I want this screen to log. Also, when I log in, I want that. And I want to log whenever someone tries to edit a file. Like that person logged in is not allowed to edit that particular resource, but I log into somebody else, they can. So I want to log failed login, edit, and failed edit. Okay, to do so, we need to do a little bit of work first. We need to add in the identity pages to our project. Now you see I have a whole bunch of stuff here that you probably don't have. You get that by scaffolding it in. So you right click your project, you do add new scaffold item, pick identity, give it a minute to chug away. Now I'm not going to let my project sit here and do this. It took me 5 minutes to get this to completely scaffold in. I don't want to waste your time. Pick everything you want here. As you saw, I just picked everything. And then make sure you pick this particular class. Once you do that and you let the scaffolding do its thing, you get all of these pages under areas. This is also where you edit how these pages look. Okay, so I'm going to go to this login page. Now, this is not MVC, this is Razor, so there's a code behind. So I'm going to go to the code behind for my login page. And you'll see that Logger should already be configured. ILogger is Microsoft's logging tool. ILogger combined with the ILogger factory generate the errors in the logs. If you don't see this entry, this, or this, just add that in. It'll work fine. ILogger is automatically defined for you whenever you create an MVC app. Okay, down through here are all the various gets and sets. I want to worry about login, and that's down here further in on the post async. We can see which ones are. This is invalid login. This is lockout. This is successful login. So I want to do a failed login. Now I want to figure out who's trying to log in. So I'm going to take the email off of the username, and then I'm going to use logger. What you give it is an event ID, and this is optional. And then you give it some type of message. The message can be a simple string or it can be a parameterized string. I'm going to use a parameterized string. The items in the curly braces are, of course, the parameters. You have to match them up with variables at the end. And I'll display the current date and time. All right, so when I run this, this error will pop up in two places. It'll pop up in the screen here, the console screen. So let's let it chuggy chug chug chug. So I'm going to try to fail. That's a great username. Here's my message. Invalid login attempt from on today. It also appears in the event viewer. Refresh. There it is. invalid login attempt from me. What doesn't work real well right now is the source and the event ID. My event ID is here. It just doesn't appear in this drop. And that's just a configuration issue that I didn't work with. All right, so Event Viewer, if you don't know how to do that, just do a start and search for Event Viewer. And all of your logs will appear in the application log. All right, so I'm going to log out, or actually going to close. All right, so I'm going to write this in 2 more logs. I want to create a log for successful edit and failed edits. Successful edit, we're going to need to go to the author's controller. And each one of these is a various CRUD application. I want to find edits. Here's edit. Okay, so let's do a successful edits. So I want to log here. Because if we get to this point, it worked. So this is why I need to put some stuff up top. You need to make sure you have private read-only ILogger again. And the default is use _logger. You don't have to, but that's what Microsoft does. Make sure you match it up to the controller you're in. Add this to the constructor. And then instantiate _logger in the constructor code itself. All right, so these 3 lines, this one, this adjustments, and this adjustments, need to be added if they're not there. And that's consistent across controllers. If it's not there, just add them. And then we're going to go down to our log here line. And again, I'm going to get the username so I know who's trying to do this thing. This time I have to use the HP context. This particular class changes from version to version, but it's always something to this effect. So username equal HTTP context, user identity name. This will give me the username I try to log in with. Or actually, I have logged in with. Because at this point, I'm already logged in. There's only 2 G's in logger, isn't there? Now you get a big choice of errors. You know, information, which is a pretty low level, warning, which is the next step up, error is a step up from there. I've learned that the information doesn't always appear in the event viewer, but warnings and above will. And that's regardless of how I set up the logging information behind the scenes. So I'm going to start with a warning in this one, because this is a successful edit, because I don't really need to scream about this. Again, event ID is optional. You can also create event IDs elsewhere, but I'm doing it right here. And again, I'll use some type of parameterized screen. Oh, let's just go with ID. Make it easy. The author ID is this guy. That's the primary key. Again, username and datetime. Now, if you want more information, like if you want the author's name, etc., this author drop here, in my case, which is the class from my database table, includes the first name, last name, and a variety of different information. I don't want to put too much stuff in my log because I don't want to worry, open up confidentiality problems. Plus, if I'm making any changes to a database, I really should log that or audit that in my database, not in my event viewer. All right, so this should allow me to edit the successful edit. Let's do a failure edit, and then I'll test both of these at the end. All right. For failure edit, I need to go to a different page. I need to go to the access denied page. And there's not a lot here. So once again, I need to create the variable, create a constructor. I'm going to use the access denied model because that's the page I'm in. I'm going to add myself a constructor. Oh, it helps to put this in the class, doesn't it? There we go. Now it's in the right place. Now I'm going to add a constructor. Public access denied model. This is the exact same thing I pointed out in the last classes, just I just have to put it here. Again, you can use any variable you want other than _logger, but that's just consistent with Microsoft. It makes sense just to keep using the same variable across. And then this page only loads if there's an access denied. So I'm going to put in here just a message. Again, hold on to the username. Again, I'm making these up. Now I like putting dates in here just in case I can't read the logs or it's written somewhere else. With a little bit of effort, you can also put in the IP address they're coming in from. There's a variety of things you can put in here. So let's see that they work. Where you should be logging is anything that's important to you. Failed logins should be logged. Anytime you have a try-catch, you should log it. Especially try-catches in a program you think is finished. The try-catch will let you know whether or not you truly are. Why is my page not loading? That was weird. It took a long time for this to load. Alright, so let's see what happens. I'm going to log in. So I'll log in with lead control 42. We'll try to edit Toni Morrison here. Spell her first name wrong. So I was able to edit. Here we go. The 1 here is the ID number, 1 edited by me. If I edit somebody else, I'll change Harper Lee to Harper Leroy. I don't think they'd like it very much. And take a look at my why is it not there? See if it went to my event viewer. There we go, 13 edited by me. Then if I try to delete something, I should not have permission. I'm denied. Look here. There it is. Legal control was an attempted illegal operation. With a little bit of effort, you can pass in which illegal operation fired that, but I just figured that's sufficient for this effort. Alright, so with today's video, you learned how to use Logger in a couple of important places in an existing app. As mentioned, you should log anywhere that's important to you. Try catches, error conditions, failed logged in, any of those things should be logged so that you can track it as a developer. Alright, thanks for watching, and good luck.